And furthermore, do you realize the importance of understanding how the behavioral patterns of these archetypes play out in your own life so that you can gain the self-awareness to resolve any self-abusive or self-sabotaging behaviors? So give those questions some serious thought, and now let's move on to a quick summary of the 12 human archetypes. The 12 human archetypes represent your core drives and desires. This means that the behaviors of each archetype is fueled by your instincts, your impulses, and these innate motivations that trigger your needs, your wants, and your must-haves. And if these motivations are left unchecked, they can become these unhealthy desires for pleasure, comfort, and reward, where you indulge with overcompensation, excessive, dependent, and addictive behaviors. Next, the 12 human archetypes are traits of the conditioned mind. This means that any behavior that is conditioned within you has become this unconscious, autonomous, involuntary, habituated, normalized, and acceptable part of who you are and what you do, where the conditioned behavioral trait has roughly 95% dominion and control over your entire mind and body, and where you are unaware of how the traits and patterns of the 12 human archetypes play out in relation to your personal life. The 12 human archetypes are also fragmented mindsets. They are compartmentalized aspects of the mind, which means that one part of the mind is unaware of the other part of the mind. You have these irreconcilable values and beliefs, and that means there is self-doubt, conflict, and confusion. Your behavior can also be changeable, contradictive, fickle, unpredictable, unstable, and hypercritical in nature. The 12 human archetypes are lower self attributes, whereby they can make you engage with self-abusive and self-sabotaging behaviors that harm, limit, and diminish you and your lifestyle. The 12 human archetypes are shadow aspects of self. This means that they are the unresolved and undeveloped aspects of your character. They are survival-based, greed-driven, and they can be narcissistic, egotistical, and even psychopathic. They can be the reason why we engage with sinful vice, gross misconduct, wrongdoing, and immorality more often than not, where they can bring out the very worst in us. They are the impulsive and unrestrained parts of who you are that lack the wisdom of better judgment, and therefore they have a jump before you contemplate mentality, where you can be reactive, wild, juvenile, and tempestuous. The 12 human archetypes have underlying unresolved issues. These unresolved issues stem from past experiences that resulted in negative consequences that you have not yet explored, addressed, accepted, learnt from, forgiven, and then let go. And these past experiences are rooted in fears, insecurities, traumas, and shames that you now carry around with you and that trigger the behaviors of these archetypes. And last but not least, the negative consequences of the 12 human archetypes will result in negative conditioned states within the mind and body. And so as long as there is self-abuse and self-sabotage in your life, this can result in negative states of stress, misery, fatigue, anxiety, bipolar, depression, loneliness, hypervigilance, paranoia, self-doubt, self-loathing, anger, rage, low self-worth, hopelessness, unworthiness, and inferiority. All of the horrible stuff that makes life an uphill battle of struggle and suffering. And so I end this summary with the following quotes. The mind divided within itself cannot stand with integrity, and the mind divided against itself cannot live with harmony. Which means that so long as these 12 human archetypes remain as fragmented parts of your psychology and with self-abusive and self-sabotaging traits, then you will always live in a perpetual state of self-doubt, conflict, and confusion. You will experience inner turmoil and not inner peace. You will experience regress and not progress. You will experience uncertainty and not confidence. And so if you want to live a peaceful, progressive, balanced and harmonized life where you have total self-control, self-determination and absolute certainty and confidence about who you are and where you are going in life, then you would need to resolve and repurpose those 12 human archetypes so that they become coherent and cooperative aspects of your mind. And I do hope that after everything that you've learned so far in this webinar presentation, that you can see, hear and know the importance of what I'm sharing with you. And before I bring this presentation to a conclusion, I want to share one more thing with you that is very important in terms of understanding how your psychology is dictating the quality of your life in a negative way that is working against you. And for that, we will briefly discuss the topic of the problematic character. So what is the problematic character? Well, it is exactly what it says on the tin. You have a problematic character in that a part of your character or the whole of your character is problematic. And what do I mean by problematic? I mean that there is a part or whole of you that experiences difficulty, hardship, complexity, stress, and trouble in your life and your relationships more often than not. And there are three elements that define how a problematic character is formed in your psychology, your mind, and how that problematic character affects your perception and behavior. And we begin with the first element, which is that you have identified with a negative label and narrative. So what do I mean by a negative label? Well, somewhere in your life you have been labeled by someone else, or you have labeled yourself as being this negative character. You have identified with and accepted yourself as being this negative character, where something bad happened in your life and you now see yourself as this stereotype, which really has become an archetype. So for example, you could have labeled yourself as the addict, the alcoholic, the black sheep, the loner, the loser, the failure, the bankruptcy, the single mother, the convict, the victim of fill in the blank. And these are to name but just a few labels, where that negative label has defined who you are or defines an aspect of your life. And you see, once we have concluded that we are the role, the person, or the characteristic trait that we've identified with, we then start to cultivate a personal narrative and experiences that reinforces that identity with strong values and beliefs. We move away from experiences that do not affirm that role and move towards experiences that do affirm that role. Where this negative label and narrative that you have identified with and associated to a part of your life means that you have some character defect, where you have agreed with and accepted that there is something flawed, limiting, inferior, inadequate and deficient about who you are and what you do. So this problematic character has become part of your fixed identity, where this fixed part of your identity equals the perception that drives your behaviour and produces the same outcome. In other words, you are fixed to the problems and negative consequences of this character that you have identified with and accepted into your life. And here is where I want to explore with you how and why a fixed identity comes to be, the psychology of a fixed identity, and why unfixing yourself from a specific identity is crucial for you to let go of all that negative baggage that you carry around, and so that you can experience personal growth. And so, to keep this compact, I will get straight to the important points that you need to know. Here are the 5 important points you need to know about a fixed identity, about the problematic character. We only focus on the parts of reality that correspond with our perception, and our individual perception is aligned with the guiding values and beliefs of our fixed identity, which means that through our 5 senses, we experience and decode the objective reality around us with the subjective bias of our fixed identity. We actually delete and distort the reality out there through the psychological filters of our fixed identity, so that reality affirms the guiding values and beliefs of our fixed identity. Individual perceptions with different guiding values and beliefs is why we have a world of different people with differing views that live distinguishable lifestyles. For example, the fixed identity and perception of an affluent banker who values extravagance and believes financial wealth is success will experience reality entirely different to the fixed identity and perception of a down-and-out drug addict who values the next hit and believes there is no hope, the latter being a problematic character, depending on how you view those 2 different roles. What separates the affluent banker from the drug addict is their fixed identities and the way they perceive reality. They perceive reality differently from each other because they identify with different guiding values and beliefs. If, however, the drug addict were to upgrade his fixed identity along with the values and beliefs, then he would perceive a better reality and upgrade his life conditions. Likewise, if through various misfortunes the affluent banker downgraded his fixed identity, he could find himself begging for money on the streets. You see, the fixed identity has a psychological scotoma. There is this perceptual blind spot where we can only perceive reality in accordance to our perception. We obfuscate the facts of reality to instead perceive reality as we would prefer it to be. We don't see reality as it is, we see reality as we are. The fixed identity is why different people have different opinions about the same issues, and why people don't always see eye to eye. The fact that we all interpret the same reality differently explains why there can be so much misunderstanding, confusion, and conflict between people. The fixed identity is the reason we can experience cognitive dissonance. Sometimes there is outright disagreement with the information that conflicts with our own values and beliefs. We can also adjust the facts of reality to match our way of thinking rather than adjust our thinking to match the facts of reality. The fixed identity sabotages change. The guiding values and beliefs of the fixed identity are so deeply embedded within the psychoneurological fabric of the unconscious aspect, it's difficult to deviate from its default mode. By default mode, we are continually reminded nudged and directed by the internalized memories, thoughts, and emotions of the fixed identity. The fixed identity will always be trying to readjust itself back to its psychological default mode. You see, it has always been the guiding values and beliefs of your fixed identity that determines where you concentrate your focus and energy, and then subsequently what type of life that you manifest. If you are manifesting a problematic lifestyle that is sabotaging and abusive, then clearly you need to upgrade your fixed identity. The fixed identity is a major psychological barrier that prevents you from doing the self-development work that's required to upgrade your life conditions. Everything that you truly desire to be and have exists outside of the fixed identity and its perceived limitations. Clinging to the limitations of a fixed identity within this rapidly changing world will be met with suffering. When locked into specific values and beliefs, we are blindsided from the opportunities and possibilities that lay beyond the finite version of reality that we perceive and subscribe to. By always sticking to what we've always known, our mindset and skill sets are likely to become less valuable, less marketable, less effective, or likely to become redundant altogether in this changing world. And so, just to recap on how we can identify with a problematic character in our life, there are 4 distinct ways that we internalize a problematic characteristic trait. Number 1, we identify with a derogatory label. Number 2, we define our character with a personal story that concludes we are unworthy, tainted, inferior, powerless, or irredeemable. Number 3, we value experiences and information that affirms the negative character that we identify with. Number 4, we self-stigmatize and vilify a part of who we are. Which now brings us on to the final conclusion of this webinar presentation. For that, I would summarize the 12 human archetypes and any problematic characters that you have identified with by saying that they are agents of psychological subterfuge. Now, what do I mean by psychological subterfuge? I mean that they are undercover agents of mind control that operate by unconscious stealth to subvert your mind. This means that without you knowing, the 12 human archetypal traits have unconscious sovereignty over your mental faculties. They unconsciously predetermine what you will desire, how you will think, where you will go, what you will do, who you will meet, and what you will experience. From the shadows of your mind, they pull your strings. They are sub-personas that can take possession of your mind without you knowing. They rely upon your self-unawareness in that you are unaware of their thought processes and behavior patterns as they relate to your personal life. And as long as the negative traits of these archetypes remain unconscious and reactive parts of your mind, then you will struggle to break through any of your bad, limiting, and destructive habits. And so I will now finish this presentation with 2 quotes. The first quote is this: "What's left in the unconscious becomes fate." The first quote means that what we say is fate is actually a development of situational events that beyond our own awareness, those events have resulted from the actions of our unconscious traits. In other words, nothing happens by fate. Most of what takes place in our life takes place because of unconscious intentions, desires, and mind programming, and we just happen to be unaware of it. That most of the situations that we find ourselves have arrived and manifested because the mind and body is conditioned to unconsciously will itself into those situations. And by will itself, I mean to seek out, to arrive at, to participate in, to give consent to acquiesce and to accept. Where there is an unconscious part of who we are that by unconscious will has influenced, manipulated, allowed, welcomed or submitted to a situation taking place in our life. And here is the second quote. What's left unresolved in the unconscious becomes bad luck. The second quote means that when we experience some type of misfortune or hardship that we call bad luck, well, actually, it has nothing to do with bad luck. Bad luck is to infer and concede that some type of upset and failure has occurred because of chance or circumstance that's beyond one's control, rather than being the result of one's own actions. And yes, situations do arise into our life unexpectedly, often without request or permission, and that are beyond our control, and yet it is how we choose to respond to those situations that determines how the situation will unfold and end. The choice is always with us. If, however, we have unresolved issues from past experiences where the mind is emblazoned with the emotional states of fear, insecurity, trauma, and shame, then we will project those unresolved issues and states into our present day experiences, and those unresolved issues and states, they will influence every choice that we make. So what we call bad luck, not fair, never goes right, always happens to me, and why can't I catch a break, and whatever other reasons that you apportion to the negative situations of your life, those negative situations aren't random or happenstance. Those negative situations keep showing up in your life because you keep unconsciously reacting to those situations through the conditioned filters of your unresolved negative issues and states. In other words, you keep reliving the same bad karma of your unresolved past life experiences. You keep projecting bad, attracting bad, and this reinforces the bad within, and the cycle repeats. And the only way to break a bad lifestyle cycle is to become aware of the psychology and behavioral patterns of that cycle, and then implement a breakthrough strategy to get a positive change and result. And so, after all of that, after everything that we've been through together in this webinar presentation, what to do now? What should you do now? Well, you can do nothing. You can go back to your life and continue forth as you are, with some insightful information that you have just learned and that you may soon forget as the duties and demands of your life steal away your attention. And where perhaps you will continue to experience the same problems, challenges, mistakes, and failures as the result of unconscious, self-abusive, and self-sabotaging behaviours. Or you can do something. You can decide to investigate these 12 human archetypes further, because you realize how important this would be for you to understand your mind, your behavior, and your life. You can decide to go on a journey of personal transformation and growth so that you can cultivate a life that expresses your truest, highest, and fullest potential. where you can cultivate mental and lifestyle wealth. But the question I need to ask you is, have you reached a place where enough is enough? Have you grown tired of any mental anguish that troubles you? Do you feel sick and tired of making the same mistakes in life that results in the same negative consequences of harm, loss, and injury? Are you fed up with not getting the things that you truly desire from life? Do you want to start making positive breakthrough changes so that you can start rising upwards and onwards towards the most ideal life that you can possibly think of and achieve? If you have answered yes to any of those questions, then I would like to give you an open invitation to join the Mind Games exclusive membership program and community, where together we focus on mental and lifestyle wealth creation. So what is the Mind Games exclusive membership program and community? Well, it is an online self-development course that enlightens, educates, and empowers you with knowledge, wisdom, and philosophy, where I teach you about human behavioral psychology and where I provide you with proven psychotherapeutic tools, techniques, and strategies in which to cultivate mental and lifestyle wealth, where you also become part of an online wealth creation group and where you can join like-minded people that join forces to share personal experiences and results, where people that are on the same journey of creating mental and lifestyle wealth come together to support and guide each other, where you will get the opportunity to form both personal and business collaborations that will help you get the results that you need and desire in your life more effectively. So when you become a member of the Mind Games program, you will learn to play the right mind games. You will go through the online course and master 5 mind game strategies that will radically transform, uplift, and gift you with a new lease of life. And so the first mind game strategy that you will play on this online course is called the resolution game. With this mind game strategy, you will explore and resolve the negative aspects of the 12 human archetypes and any problematic characters that you have. You will undertake a process of self-exploration using these powerful psychotherapeutic questions that will guide you to identify with and understand the cause and patterns of your self-sabotaging and self-abusive behaviours. You will do what's known as the shadow work to unveil those unconscious traits so that you emerge as a fully absolved and integrated being that is more self-knowledgeable, more self-aware, more self-knowing, and more self-determining. Also, within this course, you will play the next game, the second mind game strategy, which is called the reverse thinking game. Now, this is a powerful mind control technique that improves the way that you communicate with others, where you will identify with undesirable outcomes in your relationships and then become someone that can respond to people in a way that produces a desirable outcome. Because it's simple. Wherever there is a negative consequence as a result of your thinking and communications, you can reverse what you think and say in which to elicit a positive consequence. And you can literally turn your entire life around by reversing your thoughts. The third mind game strategy is called reframe the game. This is a proven psychological reframing technique that upgrades the quality of your perception. You will learn how to revise a negative history by rewriting your experience of it. You will learn how to upgrade your present-day problems with the power of positive storytelling. You will come to see that there is an upturn within every downturn you will be able to transmute life's tragedies into life's triumphs. You will turn obstacles into opportunities that excel your progress. You will flip pessimism into optimism, and you will transmute limitations into leverages. You will learn how to reframe the game of life so that you win more often. The fourth mind game strategy is called the equalizer game. Within this mind game strategy, you will master a powerful equalizing technique, a unique questioning skill that will make you this reckoning force of balance and harmony. You will identify with unfair and misfortunate situations and events in your life, and then use this equalizer technique to see the hidden benefits in the drawbacks, to see the good within the bad, to see the positive intention behind the negative expression, to take life's liabilities and transmute them into assets, whereby you trade expectations for appreciations and start to cultivate value and self-worth, where you come to see that every life experience, even those which are misfortunate and unfair, they have a positive value, virtue, and wisdom that will enhance the quality of your life with deeper meaning and higher purpose. And then the final part of this online course and program is for you to master the wealth exaltation game. Here I will teach you a key mind game strategy that shows you how to rethink, redesign, reinvent, re-internalize, reposition, and repurpose who you are as an individual so that you orient yourself towards experiences that get you more of the positive results that you truly desire. In this final mind game strategy, you will exalt your lifestyle by designing new archetypal disciplines, these divine disciplines that are tailor-made by you to unfold your truest, highest, and fullest potential, where you will evolve into a supreme being with imaginative, optimistic, creative, and critical thinking powers that allows you to safely navigate this world and whilst you cultivate your dream ambitions. And so, if this is something that you are interested in, if you think that by doing this online program and becoming part of the community will provide you everything that you need to turn your life around and to dial your life up, and that will breathe new life into you, if you want to start living a success story, then I have a generous offer for you. Right now, you can get immediate access to the exclusive membership and online course and community, where you will get access to the online course of over 30 tutorial videos and a download of the Mind Games guidebook that teaches you about the 12 human archetypes and that gives you all of the right mind game strategies, which is a package of immense value that will guide you to make profound breakthrough changes in your life, which is a package that comes with over 30 years of my experience, knowledge, wisdom, expertise, and skills, which is a package that has taken me over 2 years to design and formulate to ensure that it gives you effective and efficient results, which is a package that gives you full support via email, live and interactive videos with me, which is also a package that is updated with new content and skills so that you can continuously upgrade your psychology to develop and advance your mindset and life. And all of this is available to you with unlimited lifetime access from any device. And so how much does all of that cost you? What will it cost you to become an exclusive Mind Games member? Well, listen, I'm not going to insult your intelligence today, nor am I going to deploy any underhand sales tactics in which to exploit your emotions, which means that I won't be giving you this upfront, overinflated price that is designed to give you the impression of immense value and then give you a heavily shock-dropped, discounted price that will trigger a buying impulse in you. That's because I don't want you to buy this product purely on the motive of financial incentive. I want you to become a member of the Mind Games program and community because you have a genuine desire to do so. Because this is just what you need at this stage in your life. So don't let the price be the determining factor, but please instead be guided by your intuitions. So let's get to the cost of this exclusive membership. What I do want you to know is this, that the market value of this product is around £396. However, I'm not selling this product at the market value. And there's a very important reason for this. That reason is that one of my guiding values is to serve humanity, and in doing so, make my teachings as available and as accessible as possible. And I realised that £396 is a cost barrier for a lot of people, that the market value of this product would actually prevent a lot of people from getting the help and support that they need. And so, keeping in line with my guiding values, I decided to do a massive price reduction and sell this online course and community membership for £96.30. So essentially, you're getting something for a quarter of its market value, which is an amazing opportunity, right? Then I thought to myself, how can I completely remove all price barriers so that price would not be an issue, so that anyone that wanted this product can get access to it? And that's when I come to the generous offer of £39.60. So that's £39.60 to purchase unlimited access to the entire Mind Games exclusive membership program, course and community. And furthermore, that price comes with a 100% money back guarantee within 30 days of purchase. And so if for whatever reason you are not getting the content and results that I have promised, I will return your money. So now you have every reason to purchase this product, and with no financial risk whatsoever. And so if you are 100% certain this is for you, you can click the link below this webinar presentation and it will direct you to a purchase page. Or you can copy and paste the link that I've given you into your browser and it will direct you to the same purchase page. And so, my friend, I end this presentation by saying that I have showed up today and played my part, and that I have made you aware of crucial aspects of human psychology and behavioral patterns, that I have discussed the problems and directed you to the solutions, that I have guided you with the warnings, the wisdoms and the ways, where I am also incredibly grateful for your time and patience to learn about the 12 human archetypes. And so if you have taken me up on my generous offer today to join the Mind Games exclusive membership and community, then I look forward to seeing you on the other side. We've got some great things to be doing together. If, however, you have decided to pass on my generous offer, then I do wish you the very best on your life journey. And so that really is it. Thanks once again for being part of this presentation with me. With great love from me to you. Take care for now.